Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I'm Sandra Younger, inventor of a cord knotting and design tool called the Knotty-Do-It-All. And on my show, all we do is work with stringing material. Once in a while, we'll have some, I'll show you how to incorporate chain and wire and stuff like that. But today's project is going to be just mostly stringing material. Gina from California wanted to know how to make this rosary. And it's really cool. It's got some interesting steps. And the nice thing is I learned a lot about this particular rosary, which I thought was really interesting. And it was actually really fun making it. I felt very peaceful while I was making it. I don't know. It was really unusual. Also, I got an update from Rhonda. Her surgery went well. She's on the mend. So hopefully, I don't know if she'll be with us today, but we have been sending prayers, and it made me so happy when I got an email from her letting me know that her surgery went well. We do not have a customer show today. The computer that I use that has the show on it, for some reason I can't get it to turn on. So we will resume the customer show next Thursday. I'll show you the products that are on today's show. Then we'll get on with this very interesting lesson. And another thing I'm going to show is how to I don't know if any of you know how to make your own jump rings, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to show you how to make jump rings today because it's actually really easy. And the nice thing about it, I mean, the only thing you need is what do they call it? A thing, this. A drill, yeah. And what I did was I put a peg on there, and it makes the perfect size jump ring, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But let's talk about the products, and then we'll get onto the project. All right, so the first item is the antique silver tone textured spacer beads, and I like using these like at the ends of bracelets and necklaces, as well as you could have a big bead and then have these guys on either side. And actually, I was going to do that with I was going to put them in between these. It was going to be another project, but then Gina sent in the request, so I had to change things up a little bit. But these beads, you get like this whole gigantic bag. It's not just like a little bag. It's a whole ton of them. And they're very versatile. I mean, this is like one of the type of things you have to have in your bead stash. And they've got you can see they've got pretty big holes. So these are nice. I like these beads. I'm glad they're in my life because I use them all the time. So that is let me see how much they are. $26.10. Ooh, there are only 20 left, guys. Oh, get them while you can, because I think, are they gonna, it says clearance price? 55% off? I guess once they're gone, that's it. They're gone. Maybe they won't get them back, so get them. And the next item, these are the Larvakite 6, 8, and 10 millimeter round. And I did use these in today's project. I might have to take this apart because I don't think I have enough for two. But look how big the holes are. And I used like a 1.5 millimeter, but honestly, I think I could even go up to a 2 millimeter. But it just depends on, see, you got to kind of balance things out. But look how pretty these are. And they look so good with the bronze. These got kind of like you can see that one right there's got kind of like a luminescence to it. Very, very nice. And God, and they're only they're not, they're $27.99. That's wait a minute, no, $24.99. That's like $8.33 a strand. That's a really good deal. And then the next item, here they are again. They just don't want to go. They're like, buy me, take me home. Let's see how many are in stock. Oh. Are you kidding me? 14. Uh-oh, that's it. I mean, I think once these are gone, they're gone. Are they? It says jewels, so they might get them back. But 14. Oh my goodness. Okay, 14. And there's another project on my website. It was a JTV show that I used these. It was you can't miss it. If you just look at the pictures, you'd be like, oh, I know what that is. And then the next item is the red jasper. These are 8 by 12 millimeter large hole tubes. And these are pretty. They've got look how cool the designs and the pattern. Look at this one reminds me of the beach. Isn't that cool? It's like the like when you walk up to the water, and it's just so pretty. And plus they're nice and shiny. I really like that. And And I think just making a necklace with one bead would be really cool. And then like stack it with like other things. And our next item is the Knotty-Do-It-All, which is a cord knotting and design tool that I invented. This is like having 5 extra hands plus more. We have our large board, we have our small board, and they are made out of this beautiful hardwood. They are thick, they're heavy. The big board weighs a little over 2 pounds, and it's got like slide feet. So it is a solid work surface. And the hardware, both sets, even the small one there, it comes with the hardware kit. And the neat thing is you can reconfigure the hardware in like a bunch of different ways. And like here, it's configured for like a multi-strand. And one of the neat things is you could use all kinds of stringy materials. I mean, leather, faux leather, Eslon, like just like you name it. I've even used shoelaces. I've had projects with bolo cord, and I think my area of expertise is finishing the ends of cord. I cannot believe I'm saying that. That's like because when I first started out, I could not do it. I was just like, how does anyone do this? And well, I came up with the solution, and lots of them, not just one way, but a variety of ways. So the large board, it has the bead and ring size chart. The rulers are in both inches and centimeters. You get your wells, and you get like a groove there to, just lay out a pattern. And it's just phenomenal. So and they make a fantastic Christmas present. So if you have someone on your list to get a present for, they'll love you. They will absolutely love you. And our last product is the Black and Natural Knotted Waxed Polyester Cord. This is a set of 2. This is I think it's like a natural color or like an ecru and then a black. These are cool. They can be split because it's a 2-ply. So let me just show you real quick. You just twist it and it comes apart. And the neat thing is if you stretch it, see this is unstretched here, but if you stretch it, it just makes like a completely like different cord. It's really interesting. And another feature of this cord is that it can be melted. So, if you need to, melt your end there, then this, it just does a great job. And this is handy, like especially 100% for macrame slide knots because, or macrame binding knots. I mean, for slide knots, I use mostly like faux leather. But you can, it just depends. I mean, every lesson I do, it depends. So fantastic cord. This is definitely an asset to your materials to have on hand when making jewelry. So if you don't have any of this, you might want to grab some. So that is, that's everything on today's show. So if you see anything you like, grab it before it's gone. I cannot believe, okay, Rhonda, you should be relaxing and not getting excited or anything like that because you need to recover, girl. I can't believe you're in the hospital watching. Wow. But you know what? In all honesty, whenever I want to relax, I just make jewelry because it just takes my mind like away. I think I was talking to Karen Nathanson about that because, she'd lost her house in the Palisades fire back in the beginning of the year. And, we talked about that. It's extremely therapeutic. So, I mean, if you're watching the show for the first time, and just ask anybody that that makes jewelry, because I see Sarah, North Carolina, Laura Lee, Julie. Thanks for joining. I'm just like looking at all you guys here, Gina, like oh my goodness, just so many of you guys, and it is very therapeutic. So if you want something that's just therapeutic and fun, then get the board because it doesn't only do just one thing. You could do a bunch of different things. And as a matter of fact, I'm reading right now that one of you wants a lesson on the multi-strand. I saw that. Michael said to email me, which is always the best thing to do, is send me a note to let me know because I've gotten one request from Karen, which thank you, Karen. And the multi-strand, I would love to do a multi-strand because the tiered one, because it is like amazing. It's just like mind-boggling how cool it is. But anyway, let's get to today's project so we don't run out of time. So what I needed, and was this little rosary part, because you need to add the bail and then your knotted parts, and then across. I didn't have another cross because I've used them all, so I grabbed this one, and this is what I'm going to use for today's example. But the cord wouldn't fit through these holes, so what I did was I made my own jump rings, and it's actually really easy to make jump rings. I mean, preferably, I like to use a jeweler's saw to saw them, because when you make that saw line, it just really matches on both sides, and they just meet up. It is kind of a little more of a work, but you do get a better result. But the alternative is to use a flush cutter, and I know they make these things called a double flush cutter, but for some reason, I don't see how it does the double thing, because it just never worked for me. I just like it when I hear the word flush cut, I mean flush on both sides. So what I do, which I'll show you, is I'll just make my coils, I'll cut, and I'll really carefully cut the other side, because a flush cutter cuts flush on one side, but the other side has got that peak. So if you just flip your ring over, you could just chop that little peak off and just kind of tweak it into shape. But I'm going to show you. The cool thing is the pegs from this board, guys, makes, in my opinion, the perfect size jump ring. And the way I do that, you just you could take a hand drill, and this will work with just any drill. You just stick this in here. And I prefer not something that's super fast, something that you could go slow, because some drills do not do this with a drill press, because drill presses don't have variable speeds, and it'll be super fast, and you don't want that, because you want to be able to control what you're doing. And it's actually really easy. So what you do is you take your wire, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right in there until it stops. Let me zoom in. Let me take these out, because making your own jump rings and just having them available when you need them is really important, because you got to have them. So this is, I'm using a 20 gauge wire. This one's what is this? It says brass. Is it? No, it says bronze. See right there, it says bronze. So, and the nice thing about bronze is it kind of sort of looks like gold when it's polished. So it just, let me get this in here. Okay, so you see I'm pushing this all the way in. I'm going to hold it right there, and then I'm going to take a pair of pliers, and I'm just going to make I'm going to bend it at a 90-degree angle right there. And then you put it back in just like that. I mean, I'm at a weird angle, so I don't know if it's going to work this way, but it should. So, I mean, you would do this here, you know what? Let me see. Let me zoom out. Okay, just right there, and then you just have it hooked in. Hang on, this is awkward. This thing wants to flip around. Okay, see that? And then you just see how it's starting to form? You just hold your finger and just really nice and slow. And you can make it, as long as you want. Just, depending on how many jump rings you need. I mean, I'm kind of I don't know. I just think it's fun, so I'll just make tons of them. I made a whole. Where's my bag of jump rings? I made all of these because I thought, oh, this is fun. It's a great size. I might as well just I mean, once you get started, it's so easy. You're just you can't believe that you didn't make your own jump rings before. So then you pull this part out, and what I do, I mean, I'm gonna use these cutters. I don't know what they are. It says, I don't know. What does that say? I don't know. I normally I have my big favorites, but I need to use the tip, and I'm just afraid to use the good ones, because I mean, I shouldn't be, but I'm just being like overly cautious. So what you do is you have to see that first one. You got to kind of just like come in real close and just cut it off. And I'm gonna get my my cheater glasses because you have to like come in really, really close. Okay, so now you come into the next one right, whoops. Can you see that? Okay, I'm gonna come in right there. And I'm gonna cut it. And then take this off. Let's see, can we get that? Okay. Okay, now you can see how like one side has that little crunch thing. And my nails look awful because I've been messing with this stuff, guys. I mean, that stuff really gets in your fingernails. But you've got that little part right. See, it's right there. We need to get rid of that because it's not going to be like flat because then when you close the jump ring, you're gonna have like one side that's like this, and then the other side that's like flat. So what I do is I turn the cutters over and just that's like I gotta have these things because look at that. I think these are like a 6+ or something, but I gotta have these because it helps you like see real close. So let's see if I can do this. Where'd my jump ring go? Right there. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna take that. Maybe if I held it with this, it would be easier. Oh yeah, you know what? There we go. That's a little more stabilizing. Okay, so we're gonna come in here and do this surgery. So now I gotta turn these over. Well, hang on, this thing wants to keep. Well, this is not wanting to focus. Whoa. Maybe I should hold it right there. Hang on, guys. I'll get this. I feel like a surgeon. Okay, right there. I'm going to hold this. Steady. All right, let's do this. Now with the flat side, you come in here and as close to that little thing as possible, you cut it. Perfect. See that? So now it's flat on both sides. And the thing is, when you go back in to close it, what you need to do is let me get this side. You need to bend it a little bit unusual. Let me find my other pliers, which I just had. Do you guys see them here? Ooh. I don't see them, but I'll just grab these guys. I just had them. Huh. Anyway, so when you come to bend it, since you cut a little bit off, you want to like kind of bend like and push that way a little bit. So that way when you come back, it'll close just like that. See that? Perfect. So now that you know how to make jump rings, 20 gauge wire, that's my favorite. And the peg from the board, they're perfect. They're sturdy. They're just like the right size, just for like everything. So let me put this aside. And so the first thing I did was like I got my rosary part and I attach a jump ring onto each of these different sides. So let me do that. And you know, I might as well use this one because I'm going to have to reuse the beads anyways because I do not have enough beads to like redo the project. So I'm just going to cut these. And so you just want to attach one of those jump rings to the rosary parts like I did here. Let me cut this off. Excuse me. See, I put this this glue on here. I'll tell you about it's called Maker's Magic. That stuff's amazing. I love it because I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe I'm going to try to explain it. Okay, you can glue a knot, or you can like make a knot so stiff that it's not going to come apart. Does that make sense? Because usually when I do a coil knot, like I do a multi-strand on leather, I put a drop of glue, put the knot over the glue, and then tighten. But I have found recently that sometimes you just don't, you want the knot not to like even budge at all. So this Maker's Magic, if you just like put some around the knot, especially if it's made with something that's not leather, it just like, it's like it freezes the knot stiff. It's really cool. I really, really like that. Let me, where did it go? All right. Ooh, we got Julie. Oh my goodness. See, so there, let me get this off. Okay, because I'm going to, let's get that. And I'm just going to take the beads from this here. So the first part you want to make is the bail part. So what I did was and I'm using, this is a Chinese knotting cord. It's a 1.5 millimeter because the beads had large holes, and I wanted to use this cord that's been on the show several times, and it will be, I think, on next week's show or the show after. So the large ones fit. That wasn't a problem. It's just that it didn't fit through the smaller ones. I did have a little bit of trouble. Actually, not a little bit of trouble. It just wouldn't go. See that? I mean, I'm sure if I did some stuff, I could make it work. Probably like put a lot of glue really hard in it, and then like maybe cut at an angle. But I didn't have, enough, time to like figure it out. But I think I could have. I mean, usually I'm pretty good about like coming up with like ways to get it done. Okay, so the when you do the bail, okay, I wanted to err on the side of caution, so I used 15 inches of cord. But I did have a lot left over. But if you use like smaller beads, you'll need less. If you use like a larger bead, then the 15 inches is going to be like plenty for the bail. Plenty, plenty, plenty. So just to be like on the safe side, I'm going to use the 15 inches. So I'm just going to go 15 for the bail. So let's do the 15 and cut. Okay. And I'll talk about this in just a second. This is another tip that I have, but I want to like show you how I put the bail on. So did I do that part first? Or, like, I think I did this one. Okay, so we're gonna get this guy on, and I'm going to put a pin and a clip 1 inch apart. Let's see, it's about 4 inches. Okay, let me get a peg. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing right there. Okay, so 1, 2, out, and then in. So it's just a regular, your typical like moose knot. And I put that on the bottom one, yes. Okay, so then we slide this over. And on this one right here, what you wanna, we're just going to like just barely melt that. One thing I do, okay, I'm going to tell you one thing I do like to do actually, because sometimes when you melt, I'm sure this has happened to you guys, you do the little melt thing, and when you slide the bead, it kind of like blocks the bead from just really like taking the shape of the knot. So what I do is I take a bead. Let's get a. Okay, watch what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to have the bead in my hand. I'm going to come in. You got to do this quick. Like, get that thing nice and hot and then quickly. See that? If you do it fast, the melted cord will take the shape of the bead and it'll look really good. Like, isn't that a cool tip? You guys knew this, right? You knew that. I'm not gonna, I don't think that I'm like repeating myself. So then, you know what? I need to, you know what? I don't remember. Hang on, let me look at my Instagram post because I don't remember what the the necklace looked like because I had to take it apart. 1 second. Okay. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, so it's got the gold 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got a gold bead on first, and this these beads, I'm going to give you a tip. It's a really useful tip because a lot of times when you have metal beads, that the metal tarnishes, except gold, I guess. But the one way to polish them quickly, and I know I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again because in case you missed it, what I do is I string them, and then I just I clip, the strand onto a board, and I take like a polishing cloth, and what I do is I put the polish on, but I really embed it into the cloth so it's not like squishy. So when you come in, you just like hold the your beads like this, and then you could just like polish them like really quickly, and it makes it look really good. So you just come in here and just like polish, polish, polish. And then, to get the ones on the end, which I haven't done yet, you just flip it over, and then, you could polish these guys up here. But I'm not kidding. And this is like a fiber cloth. It is like the best like tip that I have for getting those beads just polished really, really quickly. And because, isn't it like the worst when you make something and you're like, oh, I should have polished the beads before I made the necklace. Yeah, that's happened to me, and it's just so much more work. So I'm going to put this one on first. Oh, I want a shiny one. All right. Let's get that on. And okay, now we need to make our a coil knot. So this, so we're going to hold this like at the very, okay, what I'm doing is I'm pulling and like getting it nice and tight. Let me get it focused. And then what I do is I take a peg and I just wrap, because these coil knots, I mean, they could be really like finicky. Okay, I'm gonna go twice. Yeah, one. No, is it right? 1, 2. I'm gonna go 3. Hang on, let me count. I don't want to throw you guys off. So there's 1, 2. I'm gonna make sure that it's got 3 loops. See that? 1, 2, 3. Then you just hold this. You got to hold it nice and steady, and then you feed this cord through, and there you have it. And when you tighten these knots, okay, you got to be gentle, and you see how I'm tapping it to redistribute because when you tighten it, one of the little loops gets tightened, but when you tap it, it kind of redistributes the tightening. So you just keep going, and you just kind of twist and redistribute, push and twist, boom, twist, boom, and just keep tightening it until it's like nice and snug, just like that. And let's see, then it's 3 beads with no knots. Let me see, where did I'll get these guys. See how the end kind of gets kind of weird? That is one problem that I had when I was making this. I mean, sometimes if you cut it at an angle, like you make it like a little point, you can get the bead through. Okay, so there's 1, 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3. Okay, and now another coil knot. Okay, so there's 3 right there. And now we're going to clip this and get it like, so when I'm clipping it, I'm also pulling that way to get it really, really close. See how stiff that is? It's like literally like sticking up. So I'm going to go, okay, there's 1, there's 2, and 3. And then I'm going to repeat that step. And one thing about the One Decade Rosaries is that as long as it has 10 beads, that was one thing that was really cool, because when I was doing my research, I was like, oh, that is really cool, because you could make it short, you could make it like a handheld, like a pocket rosary, but as long as it's got the 10 like beads that and that's why they call it the 1 decade. I need to do a little more research on that. Why a decade? I don't know. But I mean, it was really like educational for me. So I'm going to tap and pull. Tap, 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 and pull. See that? That is the key. That's probably the most important part of, like, let's see. And I'm going to twist and then pull, twist and pull. See how nice and snug it is? Perfect. And now we are going to put the gold one. Let's get a shiny one. Okay, now this is where things get a little like, okay, like you need the skill. You need the skill. Okay, so now we need to attach the cross part. This is interesting because we are going to make the knot just like what we did, but we're going to have to come back through. We're going to have, the cord went this way, but for the last one, there are a couple of things we need to do. Number one, we need to put the cross on, and then the second thing we have to do, actually, I think I did. I don't know. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. Okay, skills, ninja skills. Okay, so I'm gonna need. I think I'm gonna take a needle, and I am going to. I know I'm going to need to make it a little bit. I'm just going to hold it like that, just to like stretch the eye of the needle out. So when I come to get it, it's a little like stretched out. So let me come in here. Okay, there's 1 loop, 2 loops, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to take this out. I'm going to go this way. And now I've got to attach the cross. And now we got to go back through. So I'm going to take this needle. Okay, guys, I'm not going to talk because I need to concentrate. Wow, perfect. Okay, I hope that didn't like confuse you. And so now, okay, see how we've got those 2 cords. This is the one that we like normally would pull, but now we got to be real careful because now we have to tighten it, but we have to pull on this one down here, because if we pull this one out, like, can you see that? Let me see. What is wrong with my, hang on, let me see my focuser. Okay. So the one that we need to like pull is this one down here, because this one is, hang on, let me put this down so I can do this. I mean, once you've done this like a couple of times, you'd be like, oh, that's pretty easy. You just gotta like know which cord to pull. Like, let's get this one up. And now we are going to, see how when I'm pulling, oh my goodness, this is not cooperating. Is that? Oh. Okay, right there. So I'm just gonna pull this one and twist and tighten. Remember, it's the side that doesn't have, tighten, twist, tighten, twist and tighten. Okay, now that it's nice and close, I hope that was understandable. Did I just like, I hope I didn't confuse anybody. So now what we do is we pull this one and this loop will close and then we'll have our bail. So let me zoom out. Let me get some pliers and we will pull this. And if you see if there's like a little gap like that, one thing that you can do is come back in here and just kind of like tweak it. So I'm going to come in here and pull on this one some more. All right. Perfect. Oh, look at that. Perfect. And so the next thing you want to do is you want to trim this and then melt it. And then I think at the end, the last step I do is I come and put this stuff on. But then when you come to make the rest of it, this is really important. This is like crazy. Okay, so I use 2 yards, but you got to start in the middle. So I'm going to do a short version since it looks like I'm not going to have enough time to do the whole thing, but I'm going to show you like how that's done. What I used 2 yards, but you know what? And I had plenty of cord left over. So 1 and 2. I'm just going to do, I guess, 2. Maybe I can finish this like later. So what I did was I started in the middle. So I'm going to get one of these beads. I'm going to, and like I said, as long as it's groups of 10, you can make the short one 10 beads. If you do like a little bit longer, just do 10 and 10. If you want it longer, do 10, 10, 10. That's like, you just keep adding 10. That's the basic premise of this particular rosary. But I'm going to start in the middle. So I'll get my bead on. Let's see, let's find the center point. Okay, so right there, I'm gonna do a coil knot. And the reason, why do you start in the middle? Because I made this a few times and I kept coming up short on one side. So yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go. Okay, there's 2 loops, 3 loops, and then let's hold it and put this through. So I think what I'm going to do is a 10 and 10. Oh, that made that. Oh my goodness, that is not what happened. That's not 3. That's 2. Let me take this off. Okay, let's do this again. I don't know, how did that happen? It looked like 3. You guys saw me do it. It looked like 3, right? Okay, so let's do it again. So there's, I don't know, 2, 3. That looks like 3 loops to me. Okay, I'm going to do this again and see what happens. Okay. Sometimes if it doesn't want to go through, you can feed the cord with the needle. Okay, there it goes. There's 3, and then you just tighten that, and then you come in and you do this bead here. And I think I'm going to do like, since I only have 20 minutes, I'm going to do like 10 and 10, and then I'm going to show you. But you remember, you could make it as long or short as you want. So you come back on this side, and then you just like we did before, get it nice and tight. And I'm going to clip it because that helps really, that really helps like stabilize it. So I'm going to come in here and do, okay, there's 2 loops, 3 loops, and back through. And I'm going to get, hang on guys, I need to get back to my comments here because I want to see what you guys are saying because I had to hop onto my Instagram to cheat. Okay. All right, so there's this one, and remember, we're going to squeeze. Yeah. Let's see, Rhonda, these people here said they would leave me be while I'm at, oh. Now, you tell the people at the hospital, Rhonda, say you're watching JTV Extra with Sandra Younger, and the X-ray is going to have to wait. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, so there we got the middle, and now I'm going to put a 10 on one side and 10 on the other. And let's see, where is my 10? Oh, I'll just use these big ones here. I mean, God, if I was like watching something interesting, I would tell them to like go away. That I'm gonna put 10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So do you guys have your Christmas shopping? Oh, thank you, Pat. Your Christmas shopping done. You know what? I don't know what to give anyone for Christmas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what I don't want anything. I don't think, yeah, right. That's what I always say every year. I don't want anything. And then I'm like, well, I did want that. Okay, so let me go back and, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. I have to go back to my Instagram. And how did I finish it? Okay, I'm going to do 10 here. And then maybe, how do I have time to do extras? No. So, do I? I think I might. You know what? Let's just pretend like I do. If I don't, if I start, because it's really important how to finish the this part, because you actually, it's really like cool because you do the your loops and then you add this in last. You open up the things and then you like put them in. But let's just see what happens because. Let's just do this. I'm going to go fast. 1, 2. And I'll kind of recap a little bit. I'm using the larvikite beads. The set comes with 3 different sizes. It says 6, 8, and 10, but I don't know about that. It doesn't look like 6. Maybe they are. I take that back. So you're going to put this one here. Scoot it down. And this part, oh my goodness, I think I went a little bit too far. No. Okay. Well, you know what? I kind of messed up on that, and I don't know how. See, that's like we got to be careful. Oh, I'm going to see if I can take it apart. I mean, that's one nice thing about this Chinese knotting cord. It's easy to take apart if you have to redo something. I think I know what happened. So I'll show you so you don't make the same mistake. Let's get this out. Okay. It's a stabilization because, you know, I always brag about how, you know, this board is really good at helping you stabilize. And then right now I just did a really bad example of like that. Okay. So what you do is this. Boom. Let me move this over. You need to make sure that this is, see that when you pull on it, see how stick straight it is? Okay. Then you clip this in. Like, and you have to like pull really, really snug. And then on this side, I'm going to like clip it right there. See how it's clipped for stabilization? Now I'm not going to have that problem. So I'm going to come in here and 2, 3. You know, I'm terrible. Sometimes I don't practice what I preach. I say, do this, do that, and then I don't do it. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. Okay, now easy, lift up, and pull and twist. Okay, okay, much better. Okay, so that's what you're after. And now we are going to add another gold bead. And on a lot of sites, they have like all sorts of you know, different configurations for these like just this like different depending on the size, just different patterns. I mean, if you go, I found a website on how to pray this particular rosary, and there was just like so many different configurations. So I guess it just depends on, you know, the type of prayer. And I know that each of them, the 10 beads, each bead's supposed to represent a Hail Mary. But if you don't want to make a rosary, you can make a rosary style. Okay, so we did that side. Now I'm going to do a 10 beads on 10 and 10, and then we'll oh, this is fun. I don't know. I kid you not. You know, when I was making this rosary, I thought to myself, I would not mind being like a professional rosary maker. Honestly, I really like this very much. 3, 4, 5. I have a funny story about this bracelet, guys. Adair sent me this bracelet, and it's really interesting because it's got a lava bead, and it had like a scent on it. And it still smells good. Sandalwood, I think it's Adair. I forgot. I don't know. But this is funny. I know I've got a few minutes. This is a funny story. I couldn't find it. For the longest time, it just disappeared. I looked in my like jewelry boxes, all my drawers. I bet I got massive like everything. I just like dug through everything trying to find my bracelet. Nothing. It's just like flat out disappeared. And I thought maybe it fell off somewhere. Maybe I don't know. However, I was with my daughter in her car, and I was like, I smell my bracelet. I said, where? She's like, what are you talking about? You can actually like smell your jewelry now. I said, no, you've got a bracelet that somebody gave me because I can smell it. And she's just like, how is that even possible? And I'm like, yeah, because my friend gave it to me. And sure enough, it was in her glove compartment. Yep. That is like crazy because I knew that smell. And, you know, and I love this bracelet because it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, it's cool. Like the San Diego Padres, because it's got the little ball in the middle. It's got the colors. It's just like really cool. Hang on, guys. I got to get back to my live stream. Oops. Okay, I'm going to make my knot. Make sure this is no space. And 1, 2, and 3. All right. And out and in. Oops. Did I do that right? Yeah, I guess I did. I don't know. You tap. This one looks like it. See, the knot kind of like flipped. I'm going to redo this one. Let me take that out. I know. What happened? What happened to Adair? Okay. Pull, girl, pull. I think what I really like, I don't know, I think the most fun part about making this was adding the bail part. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here, through here, and through the loops. Come on, come on, come on. Are any of you guys doing anything exciting for Christmas? Are you flying anywhere? Are you going to another country? Like, what are you guys up to? I think I'm going to stay home because, you know, I really like staying home. Okay. Okay, so we got that side. And another thing, okay, this is really important. If you see, oh, there's like a gap, a little bitty gap, don't worry about that. I mean, it doesn't have to be like stick, because when you come to like hold it in a circle, those gaps will get filled. Because have you ever made a bracelet and it was like super tight, and then when you put it on, it was like kind of weird? So I'm going to put this other bead on this side, and let me put this, and we're going to do the exact same knot, nice and tight. 1, 2, and hold it. Oh, that's cool, Anne. Oh, well, there you go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. I know, I need to talk to Adair. I miss her. Okay, so I'm going to be real careful, like twist, tap. I think I messed, you know what? See, I'm not paying attention because I keep looking at your comments. Yeah, don't okay, next tip. When you are doing this, do not look at a live stream. Okay, let's get this off. Ew, I made like a big mess out of this. Okay, let's do this again. Oh, I know, Pat, I know. Ugh. Okay, I gotta, okay, I'm not gonna look at the comments anymore. That's it, guys. Don't say anything funny because I get distracted. Ooh. Okay, let's do this. 1 and 2. 1, 2, and okay. Hold it out and in. Okay. Twist. I know, right? Thank goodness. Ugh, nice and tight. Okay, so now we're gonna do the test. Okay, perfect. This one's a little bit stylized. I'm going to, I guess I'm just gonna put like an extra bead here, and then that's the cool part. So then we're gonna come in and take, I think I'll just use 2 of these guys here. And if you want these larvicite, there are only 14 left according to my notes, so it might run out. So I'm going to put gold beads. So I could put gold. I'll put another gray one. So now we have to do that same thing where we make the knot and then we come back through. So let's get this one on here, nice and tight. And 1 and 2. Hold it and then back through. Okay, so this, okay, take your needle. Oh, what do I do with my needle? Do you guys see it? Where is it? Help me. Oh my God. You know what? I'll just grab another one. Let me see if I can expand the eye out a little bit. Okay. God, I can't believe I'd lost it. I know it's like right in front of me, and you guys could probably see it, and I can't. Okay. Oh. I don't want to let my hand off, but this is not wanting to go through. There it went. Okay. So this goes back through. Boom. Okay, now we're going to pull on this side. See, this is a lot easier because, you know, now you can see that this one is the one that went back through, and then we just like tighten. So that's like sometimes leverage is good, but sometimes it could be like also a waste of like thread. Okay, so nice and tight. Tight. And so now we want the loops on on the sides to be exactly the same. So I am going to pull this to tighten it, and I'm going to use the peg as the you know, the perfect size. So that side's done, and that I put. Well, I'll do this. I'll do that part last because look how perfect it is. And then when you do the other side, it's going to be exactly the same too. That's why I start in the middle. So, because I mean, some of the jewelry I make of one end is a little bit different from the other, but when you're doing this rosary, you want it to be as even as possible since you're starting and ending in the front. You just don't want it to be like different. So let's get this one on. This guy. Oh my goodness, I gotta go fast because, oh no. Actually, I'm almost finished. So there's 1, 2, up and over. Oh, this way, come all the way through. Get your needle. There. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I don't want to run out of time. Ah. In. Perfect. I'm going to expand this out a bit. Remember, twist and pull. Twist, 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 pull, pull, pull. Okay, put on the peg and pull to like tighten, tighten, and now the last step is you come in with the bail, your little two-sided things here, and we're going to open this one up. And normally, I know that like I always say, don't use like jump rings that you open with a like stringy material, but with this one, since it's so thick, I mean it's okay because it's so thick. Let me hang on. It's not like a thin cord that's going to like wiggle its way out. And then you want to lay it down. And then make sure that let me trim these guys off here. So that way it's not very distracting. So let me move this out of the way. So you lay it down. You don't want anything to be like backwards. So you lay it, oh my goodness. And then you open this jump ring and put that one on. So let's grab it. Look for the seam right there. Hold it and open sesame. Okay, like this, like that. And then after I do my last jump ring, then I go in and I put that stuff on the, ooh, perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. Look how cute that is. Uh-oh, did I do it backwards? No, because you could turn this around. So then you want to put the maker's stuff on here, that glue, let it dry, and then come in and trim these, and then just barely melt because it won't come apart because you've got that crazy glue on there. And I'll do one, because what I like to do is put it on like a nail polish bottle. The best thing you can do, you could buy these like online. I mean, I put my glue in them, and then I just come in and just paint it over. And I've used nail polish before, but I really like this stuff better. And then you just do that to every single knot. You wait for it to dry, and then you've got your beautiful rosary with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, your 1 decade rosary. Wow. Well, let me zoom out here. Let me close the bottle because it is 11 o'clock and my time is up. I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to check your Brilliant Cash, because if it's your birth month, you do get $30, I believe, or something like that. And if it's your first time purchase, you get $40 in Brilliant Cash. Anyway, I got to go. The next show is coming up. I will see you guys hopefully next Thursday. It is going to be Thanksgiving, so maybe I'll be eating. I don't know. But anyway, I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.